When I used to drink, I truly believed that alcohol was a reward. I would look forward to it during the day. If I'd had a good day, I could celebrate with alcohol. If I'd had a bad day, I could commiserate. But either way, it felt like it was a reward and I would look forward to it. I recently held a stop drinking boot camp where I worked with a small group of people to help them change the way that alcohol features in their lives. And one of the things we look at are the reasons why they drink. And guess what? The number one reason that people give for why they drink is because it feels like a reward. They treat alcohol as a reward. But the reality is that this is a false belief or a limiting belief. A belief that's not quite right and can hold us back in our life. It can block us from reaching our full potential if we don't take a closer look at it. Our beliefs are formed throughout our lives, many of them in childhood. They're based on everything that we encounter, the experiences we have, the things that we see, that we touch, that we smell, that we taste, the things that we hear. All of our senses bring together our beliefs. Every experience that we have can shape them. And those beliefs form our mindsets, they form our behaviours. Just think of some examples in your own life. Maybe your dad used to like a certain type of rock music and you formed a belief that that type of music is cool. Or maybe you went the opposite way and thought that type of music is terrible. But you would have definitely formed a fairly strong opinion about it one way or the other. The same can happen with everything. Food, hobbies, the friends we choose. Everything is based upon beliefs, including our relationship with alcohol. So if we've got a strong belief that alcohol is a reward, then we're absolutely going to believe it unless we start to take a closer look. Now, when we drink alcohol, it stimulates the reward center in our brain. And what happens is there's a release of dopamine and endorphins that can make us feel really good. But that mostly happens after the first drink. I'm sure you've encountered that euphoric feeling that comes after the first drink, but never after the second, the third, the fourth, or the entire bottle. It doesn't happen as strongly because as soon as we experience those euphoric feelings, our brain swings into action and it releases a chemical called dynorphin, designed to bring us back down to our baseline of happiness. So we start to go on this roller coaster of emotions. One minute we feel euphoric, we're going up. The next minute we're back down again. And the more we drink, the more we go on that roller coaster. The reward center in our brain is there to protect us. It's there to look after us. And it goes back to prehistoric times. Just think about a caveman way back in prehistoric times who goes out foraging in the early evening because he's feeling super hungry and he finds some vegetation which he eats. The next day he starts to feel hungry again. The reward center in his brain becomes activated and it tells him to repeat the action that satisfied his reward center the day before. It's calling him to do it again and to go and satisfy his hunger. That's what the reward center's for. It's there to remind us to do things that are good for us, things that help us and things that benefit us. But alcohol artificially stimulates the reward center and every day we get that same message to do it again. And this is why those feelings, those cravings, those urges to drink tend to be stronger closer to the time that you usually drink. You might find that you wake up in the morning and you're not bothered, you're not going to drink today. But as the day goes by, perhaps if your usual drinking time is 7 o'clock in the evening, by the time it gets to mid-afternoon, that reward center is becoming activated and the feelings are becoming stronger. It's feeling a lot harder to say, no, I'm not going to drink tonight. Society and the media haven't helped when it comes to making alcohol appear as though it's a reward. There's posts on Facebook and Instagram and things on television shows that give us this impression that alcohol is what we should do when we need to reward ourselves, whether that's to celebrate, to commiserate, or just about anything in the middle. But the reality is that alcohol isn't a reward. There's been a lot in the media recently about how drinking in moderation may well be good for us. And a lot of people have started to believe what they read. Again, be careful of false beliefs. We need to look much closer at what we believe. Make sure we get true evidence, true information around that. Because the reality is that any amount of alcohol can be dangerous. Alcohol is one of the leading causes of cancer. It also causes osteoporosis, heart problems, liver damage, stomach issues, and a whole range of problems with the body. In fact, at the end of this video, you'll find a link to another one which talks about exactly what alcohol does to our body, even in small amounts. So it's really important to look at the facts and to start to take a much closer look at our beliefs, because those beliefs can limit us. If you think that alcohol is your only way of feeling rewarded, then you're wrong. You need to look much closer. There's far healthier and happier ways of rewarding yourself. Alcohol actually stops you from accessing the true rewards in your life because you don't feel like you're bothered to go and look for them. Alcohol's an easy option, and instead we let go of all the things that bring us true joy and true happiness in our lives. We find ourselves becoming disconnected from our partners and our kids. And get this, one bottle of wine each week causes the same damage as smoking 10 cigarettes. When you put it in the context of cigarettes, it can start to seem a whole lot more scary. Just because alcohol comes in a fancy bottle and doesn't carry the same warnings, it doesn't mean it hasn't got the same dangers. So please start to look much closer at what you believe and start to ask yourself if alcohol is really rewarding you. Is being disconnected from your partner rewarding? Not sleeping properly rewarding? Is waking up with a hangover rewarding? Is feeling sick rewarding? Arguing with your friends? None of that's rewarding. Feeling disconnected from your partner and your kids? Having the joy sucked out of the things that bring you true happiness, true fulfillment, true relaxation, that feel like a real reward? None of that is rewarding, and I invite you to look a whole lot closer at your beliefs around alcohol. As I mentioned, there's a video right next to me now that you can look at that talks about the facts about what alcohol does to our body. I'd love you to watch that next. Make sure you also subscribe to the YouTube channel, and if you want to come along to my Stop Drinking boot camp, take a look at my website and you can grab your place, and I'll see you again on the next video soon.